Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we're reviewing the Marvel Legends Green Goblin series, Amazing Spider-Man. So yeah, this is the Amazing Spider-Man, as in it's the costume that's going to be in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is essentially just a Spider-Man costume. He pretty much just looks exactly like he does in the comics. Very similar to the Sam Raimi movie design. It's just Spider-Man, which is great because I really didn't like the original Amazing Spider-Man design, and this essentially just looks like Spider-Man. It's also a really good Spider-Man figure, so yeah, definitely something worth getting if you're a fan of Spider-Man. As every now and again you just need to have a good Spider-Man figure. Let's go ahead and zoom into the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have the new Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man. Here's the Marvel Select Amazing Spider-Man with the costume from the first movie. This is also, by the way, one of the best Marvel Selects ever made, in my opinion. So if you want to get a cool Marvel Select Spider-Man, that is a good option. They're also going to be making Marvel Select Spider-Man in this costume design, but from what I've seen, he doesn't look like he's going to be as well articulated as this one here. Either way, as always, Marvel Select's a little bit taller than Marvel Legends, and then the Marvel Universe figure over there, which is Wolverine, is much shorter. Spider-Man is pretty much average size Marvel Legends scale, so he should fit in perfectly fine, as well he should. Now let's get the other two out of here and just look at Spider-Man. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin, you can see we've got Spider-Man here. He is mostly red and blue. It's fairly darkish blue, much darker than the original release costume of Spider-Man. All the lines are sculpted in, and they are painted black, so that looks nice. The suit has a slight texture to it, but nothing too over the top. He has a black spider on the front and a big red spider on the back. Those are pretty much the only real differences between this Spider-Man and like a comic Spider-Man, is that the legs sort of crawl down like that on the logo. Overall, very nice sculpting. There's not like any real paint shading, but the paint job is very clean. Right now, he has his web swinging hands on. He also comes with some fist hands. We'll look at extra hands in a bit. And, of course, he's got his head sculpt up there, which we shall zoom in on right now. Head sculpt-wise, Spider-Man's head is, well, it's not very complicated. All the lines are sculpted in there and filled in with black, as they are on the entire body. The eyes are sculpted, have black outlines, and have pearlescent white eyes. It's difficult to see the pearlescentness on camera, but it is there. And apart from that, there's no real sculpting. It's just sort of a very smooth, rounded sort of head shape, as well it should be. Now let's move on to his extra hands real quick. Spider-Man comes with two different sets of hands. He comes with two web-swinging hands and two fist hands, one for each side, and they're both identical. They're sculpted very nicely. They have all the lines sculpted into them and everything. The web-swinging hand, the fingers are kind of curled and aren't just straight out, so they look a bit more natural. Overall, very nice. Good to always get some alternative hands. Of course, you could always have more. You could always have wall-crawling hands and web-holding hands, and, Spider-Man's got lots of potential hand choices, but these are two good options. Now let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Spider-Man is pretty much as good as you're going to get from Hasbro. He has got a disc and ball peg head, moves all the way up, all the way down, pivots very slightly, and rotates. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, up and down. And he has the butterfly joint, which goes in and out really well. Bicep cut, double joints here at the elbows, wrist hinge, rotation, abdominal joint, waist cut, ball joint hips move out fairly well, forward and back, thigh cut, double jointed knees, calf cut there, hinge, and ankle pivot. So, yeah, essentially every point of articulation that really matters. Pretty much just missing, like, finger and toe joints and stuff like that Hasbro does not do. So, yeah, other than the hands, Spider-Man does not really come with any accessories. He does, however, come with some pieces of Green Goblin, so let's look at that real quick. So, yeah, Spider-Man comes with the right arm and arm flame for Green Goblin. I would have shown it by itself, but Green Goblin's arm does not seem to want to actually come back off. So it looks something like this. You just sort of clip the flame on there. Articulation-wise, the arm has a cut and hinge in the wrist, double jointed elbows, bicep cut, and ball joint here where it attaches to the shoulder. I will, of course, be reviewing Green Goblin later on, but you can have a nice look at his arm right now. That about wraps it up for all of Spider-Man's accessories and Green Goblin pieces, so let's move on to the packaging. Spider-Man comes in the new standard for Marvel Legends packaging. The only difference between this and the rest of the wave is it says Amazing Spider-Man 2 up here instead of just Spider-Man. Electro also says Amazing Spider-Man 2. Build-A-Figure Green Goblin up here at the top. Marvel Legends, the Amazing Spider-Man down there at the bottom. On the back, you get a picture of the figure, which looks pretty good, as well as a little description. And then down here at the bottom, you get a picture of the Build-A-Figure Green Goblin and the other figures in this wave, which are Carnage and his variant Toxin, Electro, Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat and her variant of Spider-Girl, Beetle and his variant of Boomerang, and Superior Spider-Man. I have all of the original releases here. I don't have the variants as they're not out yet, and I'll be reviewing them as I get to them. I've already reviewed Carnage if you want to check that out. As I've already said, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah, Spider-Man. Alright, that wraps it up for Spider-Man, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.